If you'll join me as per tradition in our vision statement. To grow our company to be the #1 real estate company in Canada in agent count and market share, built with quality individuals who place paramount importance and value on integrity, education, kindness, culture, and opportunity. By achieving this vision together, we will create a positive impact on our industry, community, associates, and families for generations. Thank you very much, everyone. Keller Williams Integrity acknowledges that our offices located in Ottawa are on the unceded, unsurrendered territory of the Anishinaabe, Algonquin Nation, whose presence here reaches back to time immemorial. Keller Williams Integrity Realty recognizes the Algonquins as the customary keepers and defenders of the Ottawa River watershed and its tributaries. We honor their long history of welcoming many nations to this beautiful territory and uphold and uplift the voice and values of our host nation. He's trying to set the TV up in the back. It's the most affecting here too. Okay. All right, so first lady important announcement is Alexandra Walker is moving on to focus on her real estate career. She's got a wonderful team started, so she's stepping down as our productivity coach. And Shelly Chicago is on. Congratulations, Shelly. She's I'm not seeing her. Shelly has been our transaction coach working for quite a while now with Alexandra is stepping in as a productivity coach. Unfortunately, Alex couldn't make it here today, and we do have flowers for Alex. Shelly gave us Alex's flowers on her behalf. Rolling quickly against them. Yeah. So, congratulations to Shelly. Yeah. Also, I wanted to make sure everybody's aware, if you're not already, Matthew, we stay here for 2 more seconds. Matthew, a year and a half now, really stepped in and kind of saved us as we were moving on from David, and we were trying to make a lot of changes and adjustments and document a bunch of processes for our trades department. And you've done a fantastic job, Matt. You've put a ton of hours in. I'm sure you've all seen him working all the time. Also, with the stress and everything too, has some health issues, etc. So Matt is agreed to stay with us while we train and find a new MCA as well, as he wants to refocus back on his other priorities. So thank you very, very much to Matt. He's not going anywhere. You have to find something he's going to do with us for at least 3 months afterwards. But we are going to be looking for a new market center administrator who's responsible for all aspects of the brokerage's financial system, making sure everybody gets paid, the processes and our admin staff. We're looking for a team player who's processing systems oriented and a communicative people oriented person, just like Matt, looking for another Matt. So thank you very much, Matt. More hot flowers and more appropriately probably beer from that. But if you have anybody, thinking of anybody or you know anybody, we are going to be looking for another FCA. Okay. We are also looking for a director of operations. Kendra has been basically doing everybody's job of 3 different roles at least, and we're looking for someone who is basically going to take over our everyday operations and making us succeed at an even higher level. So making sure any trainers that are coming in are greeted, making sure our offices always look spectacular. All those nice niceties that make the operations of the brokerage run super duper smooth. We do have some great candidates already, but we want to make sure that we make an amazing hire. Just another Kendra. Kendra is definitely, I know it is impossible. It's close to being impossible to get. Anyways, the director of operations, a master of systems, consistently seeking new, innovative, and efficient business processes that save time and money. As a key leader in the brokerage, the director of operations increases the ability of the brokerage to operate smoothly. This person relishes the opportunity to build, implement, and manage multiple systems and is seen throughout the organization as an expert on efficiency and systems. This person exhibits a drive to use systems as a strategic tool for creating an advantage for the organization. This individual will have some ability to show patience in finding a solution, though accomplishing the objective is more important for this person than using one specific process. Okay. So if you know anybody who is suitable for that role, I love their recommendations and their introductions, etc. As we look at expanding the team, they will be in Kendra's office back to back with Kendra, and we'll just be adding to our team to make sure you guys are getting the best possible service. Okay. Right. The sound's not good on Zoom. We tested it earlier.
And we got these microphones, should we bring it?
Well, I'm very
It's
mixed.
mic'd.
Yeah.
I know.
So I don't know what to say.
I was told that that was supposed to stay there. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, it's a work in progress.
We tested it earlier, so I don't know if it's an individual, isolated thing or not. Okay, our red pages. We have a whole bunch of new people who we have endorsed and we are excited to present to you. Pillar of Post Home Inspections and Sam Al-Muhadi. Hope I say that close to correct. Pro Randy Greenstone is another excellent lawyer that we can recommend. Scott Law Group and Andy Scott and Kira Berkeley. They're the ones that have the office in here. I know Kira's already helped a whole bunch of people, and you can see the regular working hours here as well. And her and Kyle are doing training tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I'll talk about it quickly.
Good, perfect. So you can come and make sure you meet her. Paul Bork is launched it's not been a while now, but coaching business. I don't know if you know that Paul has coached a lot of the big teams in North America and was associated with a big coaching organization a little while back. He did go through the process of becoming a maths coach, but didn't quite finish. You're also going to be able to see him on our training calendar over the next little while. He has a few customized courses that he's going to be putting on starting in September. But thank you very much for your ongoing support, Paul. Twin Nugent and Ottawa Construction Group. And Josh, yeah, but I was busy already working the last name because Cassandra St. Denis is a member of our team in Orleans working with Matthew Gignac. And she's a partner in this organization. And Josh is actually taking a tree down in my backyard in July. And I asked Cassandra how I pronounced that last name earlier today, and I don't think it's cool, right? I don't remember. Cassandra, will you pronounce Josh's last name for us?
Rodigero.
Rudigero?
Yeah, correct. It's
Rudigero.
Italian.
Okay. Perfect. Josh is an awesome guy, and I'll tell you how it was built with him taking my tree down. But if you're looking for anybody to do some tree removal stuff, we can keep it in-house and support Josh and Cassandra. If you know any suppliers who you would like to get added to this list, who you recommend and support, you can go and if you want to pass on any of these suppliers to your clients, we're looking at creating a huge vetted list of excellent preferred suppliers for us to be able to provide at our listing presentations and share in our for our buyers, etc., and our clients. You can go to redpages.kwintegrity.ca. It's the website for this. You can find it on the MyKWIR site as well as through social media. If you want to send somebody so they can see it, as well as we have a one-page sheet that Kendra will send out with the slides as well, so that you can present the opportunity about being part of it. They do pay $500 to participate in the program, which is prorated for the year, so it's about half that price halfway through the year. And they just go to this link on the forums to actually sign up, and then our process starts with getting them all set up. So if they want to be on our list of preferred suppliers, that's how you can get them to be aware of that opportunity. Any questions about that? No? Kyle, you're up.
Just keep putting me at the front.
What's that?
We've been at the front.
Oh, we gave you the opportunity to not come right after.
You guys are.
Derek. Oh, cool. We're test those two.
All right. Okay, we'll see you guys outside this time. Just kidding. So I know it's wrong. Yeah, that was wrong. Okay, so let's, oh, come on, there we go.
That's user error.
That's, yeah, that's good, fine.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. You got me again, all right, so, yeah, this is fun, this is real fun. So, rates are up, if we're gonna start there, and we are, I think the days of seeing very much so that, you know, the days of seeing something with a 4 in front of it are pretty much gone. They'll probably be gone officially by next accident.
It's because you're too close to this mic too, Kyle.
Oh, is that what, I can't pace? Oh.
Good try that one.
No, I think it's this one.
Okay, so, yeah, the days of getting stuff starting with 4 are probably just about done. And that'll be done for a while. We're gonna touch on a couple quick points as to why that is. So that, I mean, that's what we're looking at. You know, you still can't get some stuff under 4 right now, or under 5 for some of our, you know, default insured people, so less than 20% down. The regular stuff that we put up there. I'm gonna touch on this in a second with things we're seeing. This here at the bottom, the 6 month mortgage at 4.5% with the fee and rah. I think we're gonna start seeing more of that. Right, which is more of a strategic move by the lenders. They come out and say, okay, well, we can get you in the door. Right, we can help you get in the door, and I'll show you what that means, because that might not seem like a lot, but it's wild what that can do for somebody. It's not gonna fit for everybody, and I don't know if it's a good idea, but it's something to work with. No one ever said it wasn't honest still. But and 3-year stuff, the money's moving wildly. And I've never been involved, like trying to get rate holds is nuts, right? I got 5,000 rates on my sheet. And those will change every other day, right? And it's the video I sent out last week to everybody, right? Still holds true. Rates are moving now. People saying like, oh, I'm gonna wait till July 12th, then we'll see what happens. You're too late, bud. It's over. It's already moving. It's already moving. We're already looking towards that date and things are ramping up. They've moved again, I think yesterday, or maybe by tomorrow. They're moving again. So funny, we got a thing from TV today. And it's just, and like usually like, hey, the rate was this, and now it's this. Literally just a row of arrows pointing up. No rate. They're just like, what did it do? It went up. Where? Yeah. Thanks, guys. Being underwriting room, that's awesome. Anyway, so yeah, and then the uninsured stuff, right? As soon as you hit 30 years, you're going higher. It's just about trying to make this stuff work. Are variables bad? I think variables have come back to being like not the worst thing in the world, because you're just changing 4 quarters for a loony at the end of the day. Are they high? Yeah, guess what? With everything else, right? So it is what it is, and we're gonna work with that. This could be the shortest path to cheaper when things finally start to come back down. So if you're there, right, a lot of people are just sucking it up. By a lot of people, I mean me, I'm sucking it up, right? That's what's happening. So I'm in the variable too. We talked about that over a copious amount of wine. What's trending right now? So the creative solution. So this is what we're seeing, right? So one of our lenders came out with a 6-month mortgage, so at 4.5, which means you're qualifying at a little bit less than everything else, right? Versus the standard deal, which would be 509. I know the numbers are boring, but it's going to increase your buying power by like 30 grand. So that switch allows someone to buy $30,000 more. That's not always a good idea. Let's be serious. Okay, it's not always a good idea, but if you get someone over the hump, right? If you set them up to know that when they have to renew this in 6 months into something longer term, that their payment's going to jump $200. So we need to know they can eat that in a few months, but it can help them get over the hump. Specifically, your people who are buying condos. condo fees are like adding a car to the deal. And what do we say? Cars kill deals. So that can help them get over that hump, if we know they can do this, right? So you can see it getting a little bit more creative like that. I mean, people still have to transact, so things are gonna happen. Some stuff you might see in the news, I love Scotia, they're great, but they're gonna suck longer. Speaking to them the other day, they're gonna suck longer, right? And there's a reason why, which we'll touch on in a sec. If you didn't hear about it, did you guys hear about the whole TV thing last Friday? I'll come to you, Brett. The whole TV thing last Friday, anybody have a client not close last Friday that was supposed to? Yeah, their direct deposit system, just like, we're not working today. What do you mean? So, and that's like lawyers couldn't get money to close the deal. So that infinite number of dominoes started to fall. We got the email on Monday. I'm like, that was helpful. Amazing. Love them to death. That's why don't close on a Friday. We would have had that fixed. Don't close on a Friday. CIBC just came under fire for certain lending practices, which really isn't a big deal because I'm pretty sure they all do it. So it'll all happen.
It just got caught.
Yeah, they got caught first. So at the end of the day, what's happening is OSFI, which is our entire governing body for the banks, is like, it's basically telling the banks, you guys need more money on hand. Right? Fractional banking is like, here's $1, I'm gonna lend out 10. Now they're like, well, you gotta have $3.50 to lend out that 10. So how do we do that? You gotta get GIC money, you gotta get checking account fees and all that kind of stuff. What do you do for that? Raise rates. Why? Because people now want to save money again. Right? Why are rates going to stay a little higher a little bit longer? Until those coffers are full. That's probably what's going to happen. Right? So we can bitch and moan at TIF all we want. Right? They're working against each other, and until that stuff happens, we're probably going to sit here and ride this out a little bit longer. By the way, that's not my fault. Just for you. All right. So here's the conversations that we're having now. And again, yes, this is numbers, and I don't want to make you mortgage brokers, but I want to get you guys in the mindset of how you're going to help your clients out, because they're going to look at you first and say, well, what are we going to do? And that's not your job to know, but it is your job to at least know Liv, I think. So let's give you Liv. This is the client I have right now. They've got about 19 years left on their mortgage. Their term is up in like a year and a bit, year and 10 months. At maturity, they should have that much money. Only. If everything stayed the exact same as it is in a year and 10 months from now, if everything stayed the exact same, this would be their new biweekly payment. So they went from $12.52 to $16.70 every 2 weeks. Don't worry, I'll do the math. There you go. It's $417 extra every 2 weeks, or about $800 and change a month. So that's what people are walking into in the next, well, from now going forward. So this is the worry when people are like, what's going to happen in 2025 and 26 when all the 1.6% people get there? Worse. It could be worse, right? Now people are like, what are we going to do? Why is this so bad? Like, we have to get the interest rates down. Well, look, one thing you can do, which is a solution, although it sucks a little, is you can re-amortize your mortgage, refinance, push it out to 30 years, and you're going to get some payment savings. Now, someone's going to say, yeah, but I was so close to the end. Like, I know, but that's not. One thing we're not going to get is a low rate and a low payment and low amortization and then rainbows and the unicorns are going to show up. It's not going to happen, right? If I'm anything, I'm a realist, right? Yes, I'm going to punch you in the face because it's true. This is what happens. So what do we have to do? Decision time. That's what we have to do. Same people. So when you think of that number, but where am I going to find $800? Are you kidding me? What side hustle do I need to do? Well, these are the same people. And what I want you to look at is this. That's a car payment. That's a car payment that I wish I had. Holy, I hope that thing's nice. It's probably just a Kia, but still. I'm nervous about the thing is still there, right? There's another car payment, because it's probably for their daughter. There's a balance we have to use on a credit card, and there's another one. I could find you $800. I can find you $800, and I'm not telling people to sit here and judge. If I like to do things, guys, I love finance stuff, okay, it's a lot of fun. But it sucks, it does suck. Where are people gonna find the money over the next 2, 3, 4 years? That needs to be the focus. The interest rates are not going to save them. It is not going to save them, right? Getting it down to 1% is not gonna save them. And it's not going back there anyway. This needs to be the tack, that's what we need to tackle. That's what we need to tackle. Housing is not necessarily the issue, right? That's stuff the issue. I'm not telling anybody how to run their life, I'm just saying, you wanna find your solution? There it is. Next 2 or 3 years, pay that stuff, some of that stuff down, you will find $800. At the end of the month, it's all the same. It all goes out the same. Just how you do it is the difference. So if I give you any advice to give to them, that's the change. Tomorrow, I have your note. Tomorrow, for people who do have some money. We've got, we're doing an assessment here, 11 o'clock, for people who want to get into the private, like doing some private lending. A lot of people stop by my office and ask me about it. So we're bringing in, so Kira's gonna come, she's gonna talk about some of the legal stuff about it. We've got Sean Reed, who's coming from Advanced Mortgage Investment. They're our local, one of our local mixed mortgage investment corps that take your money and lend it out for you, kind of set it and forget it type thing. And we've got lots of discussion on how to do the one-to-one. Marvin loves this stuff. I did talk to him before he left, can't be here, but we did get some insights, so we will talk over that. You want the basics? Come to this thing, sign up on the Eventbrite, and maybe we'll have 1 or 2 donuts signs. And then if we have enough people, and we'll do that, and I'd love to see everybody there, it'll be good. Sorry, Brent, you have one quick question?
Yeah, when you said the creative solution for the 6 months
Yeah,
and then renew at 5.44, is that rate locked in already agreed to, or is that subject to change?
no, that'll be subject to change. So basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna go 2 months. You're gonna go 2 months and then try to get, and then basically line up with pre-approval. If you don't stick on that one deal, if you don't go with them, you don't renew with them, they charge you 1% fee to get out. So you gotta look at the good and the bad of that.
And for you have another question over there, but
Sorry? I was told that if you go to the Eventbrite link. Sorry. The Eventbrite link, the Zoom link will be in the Eventbrite invitation, is what Pam told me. Good?
that goes on our Facebook.
So yeah. I
It's
put
in
up
the
this.
week, week at a glance email that you would have received on Friday or Monday last week. So every week we send out the week at a glance for training and it's in there.
And I'll repost my post again too. So,
Or go to post stuff.
thank you.
Alex, me read the best few flowers and everything.
I'm late.
Been a fabulous coach for me, teaching me about being a PC coach, and I couldn't have done it without her, so I wish her all the best.
All right, RBC. Learning about the builder program today. It's really great to see you all. I'm gonna slip out during this presentation, so you have my daughter's thing. There is your mics here. This one looks like it's threatening with batteries. Okay, let's stay away from.
Flip chart in front of it, should be good. Maybe.
Everything's all right, good, perfect. Thank you so much. Appreciate being here. I'm pleased to lead the builder program that we have at RBC. So we're just going to take you through a few slides. We know that you're working with a lot of builders these days. Builders are looking for your clients, and we wanted to make sure that you are aware of the amazing program we have at RBC. By all means, throughout the presentation, ask your questions if it's not clear or if there's something additional you want. If it's a situation you want to do a individual one-on-one afterward, There are numerous mortgage specialists here in the room, and myself and Peter, and we'd be happy to answer your individual questions. All right. So the main thing that we have with RBC, and that is a program that works with builders and that to rate protect your clients. We strive to have constant communication with yourself, with the builder, with the client, to make sure that they understand the process, because often what we find is that they're buying now, but it's not happening for the closing for 2 years out of 18 months. So it's a future problem they anticipate. They'll worry about it then. We want to make sure they're not worrying about it then. We want them to look at it now and not deem it as a worry because of the amazing program we have. So there's two different types of approvals out there. There's your standard pre-approval that everybody can get. It's good for 120 days, but it's only really a shopping guide as to how much the client can afford. So we encourage clients to get that. But then when they're buying from the builder, we actually want them to then convert that pre-approval into a firm approval or firm long closing approval. And the reasons and the benefits for that is that with our approval at RBC, it includes the property, not only the client. It includes their income, the down payment, the property value, everything, and it's done all up front. So there's no hiccups, there's no concerns at the end when it comes time to closing where they're scrambling to have their financing. And what we know now is there's a lot of clients who did take the attitude of I'll worry about it later, and the qualifying rate is gone up. So now they don't qualify for what they bought, or the property value has changed. So there's a situation there where there's a shortfall. With our firm approval, as I said, everything is covered, so they don't have to worry about that. So it's a guaranteed stress-free for the builder, for the sales agent, for yourself, your client, and for our mortgage specialist, because it's an amazing conversation that they're having with clients. Is there a question here or no? Okay, so I just wanted to identify the two differences in that of the pre-approval to the firm approval. So not saying that a pre-approval is not good. It is. It's important for the client to have that, because if they have the buying power of $800,000, you want to be showing properties at that price. You don't want to be showing them properties at $1 million or properties at 800. You want to make sure that they know what they can afford. And then the firm approval, as I said, the guarantee that there's any regulatory changes, any employment changes that happens with our firm approval. With our firm approval on that, you don't have to worry about. Next slide. So the rate cap is there. On anything that's 36 months and under, we can actually do a fixed rate. Obviously, the further out you go, the difference the interest rate is, but we have a chart that we can work off of and make sure the client is aware. Anything that is 36 and above 48 is variable closed. But the thing is that our approval is not just about the rate, although hugely important in this scenario right now where we're in rising rate environments, but it's not only about the rate. It's about the property, it's about the client, it's about the government deciding they want to make some more changes. So that's the security that we get for it. And the next part is that when we do a rate protection for the client, we cap the rate, but we look at the rate again at 20 days before closing. So let's say a client is locked in, for argument's sake, at 6%. And 120 days prior to advancing the funds, that 6% is now 7. They get 6. If that 6% is 5, they get 5. So it's a huge win for them. The other thing is that we pick up the application fee and the appraisal fees, so there's no cost to the client on that. So that's huge because it's an additional saving, and every little bit of savings ends up helping. The other thing that we offer in that is we offer a complimentary creditor insurance, which we'll talk about in a bit. We offer, as I said, the appraisal is done up front. Some builders, we actually even have blanket assessments on their entire projects. So one of two things can happen with an approved site is that we'll actually do assign dedicated appraisers. So appraisers who know new construction, not appraisers who come back and go, what do I do with this? It's a piece of dirt. And we get that. So we make sure that we work with appraisers that are comfortable with doing new construction. Or the blanket assessment where we look at the entire community. And then we set our value and range on the models they have. Next slide.
All right, so as Kathy had mentioned, we do also offer complimentary insurance for our purchasers. And really what this goes along with is just securing that purchase that someone's making.
Louder, as loud as you can.
Sounds good. Yeah. it really just goes along with securing that purchase that someone's making and giving them that confidence that they're gonna be able to close on a purchase that is sometimes, as Gavin said, 48 months out. And that's our home protector product. So some of you may have on your mortgages, say life protection, life disability, life and critical illness. These are actually things we also offer for our long-term closes when we're going through that firm approval process. And what's great about it is we're actually providing that complimentary insurance where you're not paying for your premium until you actually close on your deal and your mortgage have to be. So in the worst terms, it means that something could happen, a life event, at worst death, or say an injury, something that keeps you out of work. And you know, you still have the confidence that you're going to be able to close on that deal, no matter what, right? I think always one of not the nicest things to share, but there have been situations with clients where, say, we've got two spouses and coming up on closing, somebody actually passed away. And you know, imagine that you've gone and you qualified yourself for a big purchase such as a home, and you're relying on that second side of the income to go ahead and close. And on top of, you know, having to deal with a really tragic event, you've got to deal with how the hell am I going to pay for this house that I'm closing on and I'm stuck to. And these complimentary insurances have allowed people to make those closes and at least get a little bit of, you know, solace in the fact that they don't have to deal with that extra. Right, so I definitely, something I suggest, and I think it's an easy sell to somebody to give them that confidence that we're actually able to provide the complimentary insurance at that time. Okay, so this really just goes into the point that, you know, we'd love to speak to somebody as soon as possible if you have a client that is buying a new build property, but it doesn't mean that that's the only time that we can't do it. We can do it, you know, at the time of purchase, like Kathy said, 9 months out, 12 months out, but also 120 days in. Like we won't stop trying to get that deal and securing it for you with our firm approval. And we know when we're 120 days in from sale, we're going to be as competitive as anything else that client's being offered at that time. So really, I think what we're trying to drive home is just get those clients in front of us, let us do what we do best, and make sure that we leave them happy and we secure your deal at the end of the day. Just goes along, obviously through COVID, we've seen a lot of changes, and I'm sure you guys kind of have these changes in the way that you do business also. We don't need to be in the branch anymore. We don't need to sit there. We can meet in person, but we can also meet people remotely, visually, over the phone. We're very flexible. I think you speak to any of the mortgage specialists that you have in your specific offices. We'll make sure we get something done. You just connect us with the client and we'll find the easiest way to connect with them through their busy schedules or even their geographic, you know, obstacles that we have included. This goes to obviously sometimes, and I think what we saw in the last presentation is there's a lot of people that maybe can't get that lending from the big banks such as RBC. We make sure that we have direct connection to our alternate mortgage specialists who actually have access to those B lenders, those private lenders, to make sure that even if it's something that we can't get done, we're going to make sure that something does get done for them through our alternate channels. So really just driving home the fact that you introduce us to your client, we're going to make sure that even if it can't get done with us, it's going to get done somewhere, and we're going to make sure that they don't have to come back to you and find somebody else to buy. I definitely swear by our AMSs because they do some great work for clients, especially right now.
It was just soft.
Okay, we definitely spoke about this last time, I think last month, but I always want to bring it up because I think it's something that if you're not signed up for right now. Are we super
Matt, can you mute yourself, please?
So,
You can hear it?
so we've got our RBC rewards or real rewards for referrals that we send
That
out.
was a lot.
It's a great program. Basically, you can use it through our Builder program, but also for everything, quick close, 120 days out. We're offering you incentive to introduce your clients to us. I'm not gonna go too much over it because we went through it last time, but what I will say is connect with your RBC mortgage specialist. If you're not signed up, get signed up. It's something that makes complete sense. And maybe you'll get a flight or a phone or who knows, something great out of it, because there's a lot of good stuff you can make your points for. And that just goes to it more, but as I said, I really just suggest speaking to your RBC mortgage specialist and getting signed up as soon as possible. Lastly, this is something that we've actually added in more recently. I'm sure you'll see, especially through your social media, any sort of posting, a lot of banks such as ourselves are offering, cash back promotions, point promotions for 120-day sale applications. What we've gone ahead and done is added that on for our long closing offers also. It's just a little cherry on top for everything else that we're offering through our builder program to get clients, to start an application with us and get a rate held. And make sure they go back to you saying, thanks for setting me up with Jordan or Kathy, whoever it is that you do send them to with ours. So definitely just another addition that we've added onto our already great program.
So before I get into the interest rate buy down part, the second part of the presentation. One of the things that I wanted to stress is that we have clients right now who are funding in the threes. So I would agree with the presentation before. We're not going to see those rates before. However, if you've been locked in with RBC for a builder deal, you are seeing the threes. Because, and at the time, don't get me wrong, clients were like 359. I don't want 359. That's way too high. Now they love 359. Right. So we're seeing that, but it's deals that we did, and the sooner we get in front of the clients, the better it is, right? Because then we lock in those based on rates. Yes.
Qualifies as a builder, somebody who's carry on the bigger builders or the smaller builders qualified as well?
Yeah, so great question. We have two programs at RBC. We have our program where it's a single advanced takeout. So the Madamies, the Mintos, the Crafts of the world, those. And then we do have a construction mortgage program. So when we talk about this program and that, we talk about for single advanced takeout. So it could be a small builder, but it would be on a single advance. When we get into a custom builder, small builder where they want draws and they want to be paid as they do work, that's a different program. But we do have both private programs at RBC. All right, so trying to find ways to do things different. Interest rate buy down. For those of you in the room that were around back in 2007, 2008, it was popular then, and then some of the crazy builders in the GTR, I can say that as long as it stays in this room. We're offering trips and offering cars and offering everything if you bought a house, and the government went, wait a minute, you have to consider that an incentive. So interest rate buy down went away, plus rates went down. Now the rates are up. Interest rate buy down is a conversation that we're having again with the builders. It's great. Builders are using it. Some are being more effective than others, depending on what they're doing. The buy down and that cannot be more than 3%. So whatever the rate is, minus 3% is the lowest that the builder can offer. So you'll see out there are some builders in that that are having having the benefit of buying down the rate for the client. Minimum is 1%. We're not in that situation because we're not in the floor, so we don't have to worry about that. And the great part of the buy down is that the builder actually who ends up on the program doesn't have to pay for it unless the client takes the product. So what's nice about that is they only have to pay on funding. They don't have to pay. They use it as an advertising to get clients in, and that's what's drawing people in. They can select which product they want to put on. So we have a builder in Ottawa who has numerous sites, and they've chosen one site here, one unit here,
Nope.
and I died.
And
Okay, let me know if you can't hear me. So we have 1 unit in one site, 4 units in another site, 5 units in another site. So they choose which they want to put onto the program, which is positive because then they know, and we give them a range of what the anticipated cost would be. They pay on the client's mortgage amount, so they truly don't have a set amount but they know worst case scenario what the amount could be. And what's nice about that is it's actually generated a lot of conversation where it's dead and people are calling or people are walking into the sales center to talk to the sales agent. The client could walk in and choose not to pick that property, But the sales agent now has an opportunity to talk to them, just as yourself. You could bring a client into the builder's office and they choose not to buy that, but they could buy something else. So what's nice about that is, as I said, the builder gets to decide which product they want to put it on. I've got a builder in Houston who's offered it on their model homes because they would like new model homes. To build new model homes, and they want those to go, so they get to choose.
So Kathy, just to confirm, this is the builder buying down a rate for a client. It's not the client buying down their rate with different cash incentives or whatever.
Exactly, so in this case, the client, very good question, comment on that, the client would get the lower rate. They still get the benefit of the firm approval, they still get the benefit of the cash offer that we're doing. The builder is injecting funds into the unit by lowering the price. Next
So
slide.
builder pays.
Absolutely, 100% builder pays. The benefit for the builder is they don't reset their pricing. Because the last thing they want to do is sell Mr. and Mrs. Client the house for 800,000 and then sell the other client, same client for 700,000, right? They don't want to do that. They don't want to reset the market. It also affects their appraised value of the community. This is an injection that they put in the back end. So it's a huge advantage that the builder is putting towards the actual property. It's at the cost of the building.
It's like the free basement.
Yeah, but but right now, because you're 100% right, but right now, what's sexy and not sexy is interest rates, right? So that's the fear. So how do we combat the fear? By relieving it, and most of our builders are doing it for 2 to 3 year time frame, because that's when they anticipate that concern of rates will be gone, right? So, I think I talked all of that. Next slide. Client benefits, obviously cash flow, right? Because they had the lower interest rate. And there again, future value of their home, right?
Did everybody else lose them?
Yeah, here.
Okay.
Yeah, hi, I can't hear anyone either. Did anyone lose sound?
I think
I lost sound too. Can't hear anything.
Why do I feel like they got disconnected?
Guys, they said that the internet.
That's what I thought too, because my system kind of went down on me for my folders.
I think they're back.
Yeah, so Kim just texted me. She's saying they don't have internet. Oh, she's saying she's still on the Zoom call, but no sound either.
Hi guys, so their internet just went down, so they will keep trying to get back on, but it's not successful yet. So hang tight.
That insurance is hugely expensive. It's not a lot of money, but it's sure gonna help you get through that period of time.
When we saw a presentation at the board, we sat with, one of the. Sorry.
No, it's me and this thing, we don't like each other.
We sat with somebody who said that an agent in their office had a stroke like 3 days earlier in the office. He had absolutely no insurance.
Yeah.
This would have covered his expenses. He had no way to pay for things. He had a stroke, he had to recover, and no way to pay for anything. So, you know, this is again, worst case scenario, of course, but I think you have to look at the big picture here, of what you're getting.
And even young and healthy, your health can change overnight. And we have people in our brokerage now and in the past that's happened to them. So unlimited for accidental dental ambulance. I was making a joke. If Uber's too expensive, take an ambulance to your closest hospital. Out of country emergency medical. Anybody ever like to go cross country, cross border shopping? You ever been to Syracuse or Augsburg, Messina? You're taking the risk of going bankrupt doing that if you don't have out of country medical. Because if something happens while you're there, who's paying that? Out of country medical, 30 days per trip, all the way up to the age of 80. So if you want to go to Florida or Mexico or wherever for a month this winter, your medical expenses are covered. And yes, there's probably a fine print there, how many $1 million.
Our Sun Life's insurance covers that as well, our insurance that we already have set up in the office, so it covers.
And this week, we need a little bit more information on how that works, but they're in some places, they'll call it like an employee assistance program, except for independent contractors, same idea. A lot of virtual and phone-in services are available, including unlimited psychotherapy, which has come up a lot in the last couple of months. And this covers your family as well, or months and a couple of years.
The psychotherapy that we provide is not included in that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, then we just do that as part of.
That's 7,700. And for the $7 to $55 a month, and taxes are included. So here are a couple extra things. So like I was saying, so the fees are collected through ORED. There's no medical tests, there's no waiting period, there's no nothing. You're in, you're in, you're in, you're in, you're in. We're all in, even if we have a pre-existing condition. Yes, you get a car, you get a car. So here's a little tax thing, and our tax guy in the back has, our accounting guy in the back hasn't corrected me, but I know this from a previous job. Because you're paying the fees are tax deductible. I don't know how it works in the practice, so don't quote me on that. But it means that the benefits that you receive are tax free, because if you pay for the life insurance, when the life insurance comes in, it's free money. Okay, and that's important. Enhanced coverage is, so this is when I didn't print that out. Enhanced coverage is available. There are 3 additional tiers, and that's where regular dental comes in, vision care comes in. If 750 over here isn't enough, it can be topped up. Same with all these things, and you can extend the travel medical.
But there's no pricing on that.
No, we do have the pricing.
Do we have the
We
pricing
do
now?
have the pricing. I've already done my analysis, of course, and I already know which plan I'm taking. Yes, Lauren.
Is that in addition to the spouse's plan?
So we don't have the information yet on spousal and family plans. They are working on it. We just don't have those details. So that's where the coordination of benefits comes in, and that's an amazing thing that you can do when you have more than one insurance plan. It's called coordination of benefits. So plan 1 covers you, like, especially if anybody has a Government of Canada type insurance. Plan 1 covers you for 80% for that prescription. Well, you still had to pay 20% out of pocket. Guess what? You go over to the other plan, you say, here's my 20%, and you'll get that back. And so in essence, for a number of expenses, you will be reimbursed 100%. And I've done this myself, like where we were both 2 employees of the government, we couldn't opt out. Well, we both had basic plan and all our stuff was covered. Unfortunately, I have neither the government plan nor the spouse now. And that was the last point, but the task force is exploring spousal and family planning down the road.
Any other questions that we might be able to answer?
Yes,
Do you have the spousal and family coverage or,
an ETA,
yeah, it's something.
They're
they'll
still-
have it
they're
in
working
their watch or-
probably, that's my guess, because even the enhanced plans, as much as they were saying 2 weeks ago, we don't know, they had it within 2 weeks. And so in Honoria's website, I hope to have printed it, but there's a sheet this long with all the upgrades. And like I said, there's a total of 4 tiers. There's the basic that everybody has to be, or standard that everybody must be in,
They call it premium on the slide.
premium. And then, now I think premium is what you pay, but anyway, and then there's enhanced, and then elite, and then super elite. Elite's like $2,400 a year, and super elite, I think is 28. So, however, if you have a lot, especially I'm thinking medications, if your medication is intense, that may be what you want. But for most of us that don't have other insurance, enhanced or elite might be good enough.
So can you opt in at any time to go to the enhanced, or is it has to be at?
We don't,
Yeah.
yeah. So based on my experience, I used to, for those of you who didn't know, I used to work in HR for 7 years. So most plans, and I think we have this here too to a certain extent, most plans, they'll have an enrollment window. So that if you do want to move up or down, it'll be within a window time, and they'll tell you when. Unless you have had a change in family status. So for instance, I enroll today as single, but I do find that person that's just gonna rock my world, and I want to cover them. So I want the spousal, so that's a change in family status. That's a change in family status, so I can do that within 30 days of change in family status. Otherwise, it's during the enrollment window to go up or down. And usually, if you were already at, say, super elite and you want to come down because your needs have changed, you usually have to stay in that level for a period of time. And it could be 2 years, it could be more. Or it could be a lot more. We don't have those details yet.
Speculation of that. And speaking of open enrollment, we had worked with our Sun Life representative in January, February, to offer an open enrollment period for anybody who wanted to opt into our group plan at that time. There wasn't a lot of information sent out about that, but if we can probably rearrange that again. If you want to get in on our group plan and then have the mandatory plan as well. So you come and talk to myself or talk to Denver or talk to Lisa, we'll get more information on it. Any other questions?
Yes, Tim had a question.
Which company is providing the service? Oh, like you did Sun Life?
No. So one part of the plan is through Green Shield. The other part of the plan is a name I don't recall. So to me, it means it's not Sun Life or Great West or Manulife or Canada Life. It's a different one. The information's on our Rita's website.
There's a lot of information on this on the plan.
And a heartbreaking video that we're not going to show you.
All right, a tearjerker. Yeah, get you all things about.
All right.
Anyway, yeah, that's it. Okay. Oh, that's again. That's us again. What are we on? We're just running a whole show here.
Oh, yeah, because Andrew left.
Everybody's in.
So, this is the class participation part, and I don't know if the people in the audience can hear now their internet stopped. Should I take a microphone? Or am I speaking loudly enough?
I think the mics aren't working.
Yeah, they're on there. Got that.
Now we don't have to be honest. So, watch the slides and I'll read them out. 24 hours irrevocable. What does that have in common with? Please include credit report with application.
Nothing.
Oh, are you sure? Condition not subject to first refusal runs until Friday. No conveyance of any offers prior to Friday, 4 p.m. Probate pending.
It's a listing condition. It needs to be-
Listen, give me these flowers. These are all listing conditions. So anyone who's put up a listing and has forgot to check that little box has received a data checker error.
I knew this because I just got one.
So that's what we're trying to help you with, because we know when you get emails like that that says you made a mistake, that your confidence as an amazing MLS person has just taken that hit. So.
So these are the most frequent things that we hear from the data checker, listing conditions, so it's like at the top of the list. We get a report every month.
Yeah.
Of how many infractions our agents had and how many each agent had. So, listing conditions is always the top of the list.
I would say easily Monday to Friday, we receive more than 2. And sometimes many more than 2. Every day, Monday to Friday. So that's a lot. So what is a listing condition? It's anything that the seller or landlord has made a requirement for you submitting an offer, for them to look at an offer, to be included with an offer, or for the landlord or seller to accept an offer. So there's other scenarios, subject to land severance. Power of sale, don't include this special schedule. Or remove these terms, or add in these terms. There's so many things, so. How do you know what all those things are? Well, then you go to the other, can I plan this? The MLS rules. So please, I've said it before, I'll say it again. On the Matrix dashboard, download your MLS rules. Have them handy, I keep mine on my desktop and open them up frequently. There's also a tip sheet on listing errors. If you want, and I can see everybody's just running for the QR code to download the listing. Now, watch your emails because rules do change periodically.
And if you don't do the things that are mentioned, as required, what happens? What happens then, Lisa?
Wrong one. You get a fine.
You get a fine.
So if you ignore those emails, it's a $200 fine plus a $50 administration fee. And really, if you ignore those, they don't care. You're getting fined. You're not talking to you.
So just like 24 hours revocable on all offers is not enough. I need to put all that phrase.
No, if you're going to put, so here, look at what we have here. Oh, you mean this phrase here? This is just an example.
Okay.
But if the seller has said 24 hours irrevocable and you have that on a 244 or on your RIA data sheet or a data sheet, then when you go on the MLS system, you check the box, listing conditions equals yes, and you have to put comments in. So-
Usually where it gets caught though is when you're putting something in the box in writing and then checking no. Under
Yeah, or the other way around.
Yeah.
You haven't put anything in the box. So most agents are on the ball. They've already said it in the rep remarks. Great. The data checker though goes, how come it's in the rep remarks and not in the listing condition remarks? So that's how you fix that. All right. And if we go back to the MLS rules, there are rules where the fine's automatic. You don't even get the 48 hours to fix it. So keep that in mind. And people who have admins, show them how to find the rules and help them learn the rules if they're the ones doing the upload of on the MLS system.
You go on back, this one's like, there.
Yeah.
Picture that.
Okay, thank you.
Whoa, it's the dashboard, right? So it's right on the Matrix dashboard.
Where we also see oftentimes, especially for teams that have an admin.
Yeah.
That if a property sells on Friday. Yeah, it doesn't get marked sold until Monday. And that's an automatic fine.
An automatic fine. So that's the rule about any changes to status must be made on the MLS system within 24 hours. Not banking days, not days at the beach, not anything else. It's 24 hours. So if your offer was accepted at 4:59 today, by 4:59 tomorrow, it better be marked sold. whether or not, regardless of the status of the closet. Yes. Yes,
Closet has nothing to do with marking the status.
because it's,
Topic.
yeah.
It's a very hot topic.
No.
The board audits. The board audits listings and to top it off, they got concerned. And they're asking for your DocuSign signature authentication. So go ahead and try and.
Right. No, I don't do it, but.
So yeah, this is. Just use that reported error button. And if they click on reported error, the board's gonna ask you, come to our attention that the status of this listing has changed. Because they tried to book an appointment and they can't. So they'll ask you. All right, we're gonna be here till Christmas, so let's move on. Okay. All right, so those were, oh, yes, more news, updates to KWI forms in web forms. We heard you, we're responding. It does take a little while because we have to rely on Kriya to help us with this. Thank you, Tyler, Guy, and friends.
Yeah.
The
COVID form is changing. Are they required?
yeah, so some are coming in for required consents. We're updating that form, making it more relevant. We're still gonna see how much of it is essential and how much we can make optional. The multiple representation consent and confirmation agreement form, we're gonna update that too. Got some feedback on that. Minor manipulation. We have a brand new form called landlord direction for payment. So that is, you know how we get a 2-month deposit on a rental, but the landlord only needs to pay us 1 month plus HST. So there's extra cash there in our account. We want to give that to the landlords, but we don't know how. This form's gonna help us. Another drum roll. Who was our drum roll people? The treasurer is moving to command. Great practice to be in place. We're gonna give you plenty of time to adjust. Don't worry about it.
Have some room for comments
On which one?
on your trade.
Yes. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
I always,
Good.
virtual world, there's always something different.
Yeah.
Always
And if I recall correctly, there are fields where you can add notes.
We're still testing.
We're still testing. So this is rolling out. We're identifying some test people for this. So what's happened is there's a new tab in Command. You've seen it for a while, but more functionality has been added called offers and commissions. And it's in there that you're going to use some drop-down menus to identify lawyers, to identify the other brokerage. We're slowly populating that. So it's really just a drop-down menu. But if you happen to be using, like if the other brokerage is in to Mr. Mang or something like that, and it's not on the list, you can add them. So you add in all those things, you can add in, you know, how much money is going to this referral and all that kind of stuff. And it will generate the trade record. So stay tuned for, we're gonna have some live training as well as some instructional videos on that. Okay, who's next? I don't remember. Oh, and another efficiency for you. Sorry, I know there's a lot of stuff that's like this training, but it's fun. It's good news. So, with the addition of a full-time person in Cornwall, Caitlin has taken over some tasks that this one you're going to appreciate because it's no longer going to be on your shoulders. So starting very soon, we're hoping beginning of next week, she will get your trade print, prepare it in DocuSign, send it to you, you sign it, and she will put it in your opportunity in command. Yeah. And don't worry, if you don't use DocuSign, you prefer to use .loop or AuthentiSign or I don't know what system you're using because this one's the free one, but anyway, it's fine. It's still going to be DocuSign. You will still receive an email copy for your reference. It'll still be in command, and it's a click of a button. It's just as easy.
Okay, I'm caveat. Please look at the numbered before you sign it.
Don't sign blindly.
Leave it the way it is, and if you sign it and it's wrong, that's on you.
Yeah, that's why you have to sign it. The responsibility doesn't change. You still are supposed to be reviewing your trade frame. And it says right on there, you're saying it's true and accurate. Next. Here's updates. That's you. He looks surprised.
Small print.
Do your own slides, and it won't be small print.
So, as you know, we've been working on this for a very long time. The banking system moves slower than brokerages do. And what it is so we have our first, we've been working on add a payee, right? Knowing your clients want to send e-transfers, but they gotta break them up, or if they're doing 10 grand, take 4 days, doesn't work. So it's more for us and the cooperating brokerages or people who double end a lot. So now we have 3 banks added to added payee. So you have Meridian, you have Scotia, and you have BMO, who all are now set up. So your cooperating agents or if you're double ending, your clients can go in, add a payee like you would Hydro, like you would anything else. They just type in Keller Williams Integrity, they'll find it on the list, add it. And much like when we did the e-transfer, we're asking people to put the address in because we still get a lot, and we realize it's the other side, not our side, but some things that really slow down getting deposit receipts is when we get e-transfers from somebody we don't know because there's nothing in command and no address. So it's really hard for us to produce a receipt when we don't have that information. So hopefully by the end of the week, we will be emailing out a new trade record, and as we add banks, we'll be updating it, so there'll be
Not a trade record.
their trade deposit information slip, so there'll be a separate 4th option, 5th option in this case, where it'll have the added payee, and then we'll be updating that every time we get new banks. So we will email it to all the brokerage when we do that. But once again, if you're looking for where do I get the most up-to-date sheet, my PWIR trust deposit form right there. Please don't save it because these updates happen, and then some people are still using the TD one they had saved. Unfortunately, that's going to go nowhere and cause some grief. So it's with Meridian. That's where the most up-to-date one is going to be. And as I said, you'll all get an email with the updated form, hopefully by the end of the week.
Thank you. Do we have an update from the Agent Leadership Council, ALC? Skip. How about a Red Day story?
This is Sarah.
Yes, Sarah's here. Sorry, there she is. You will be talking to Red Day for the rest of your life.
Yes, everyone. So I just want to say thank you so much for 50 agents, volunteers, donors who contributed greatly to our success for the Red Day back in May. All the feedback from the charities and organizations was amazing. They were impressed with the energy that we put in. However, with our bond between the agents together, and we have raised $6,000 in cash for the humanity. We were there to help with the Rotary House clean up and get ready for the kids to go back this summer. Blood donation, and the park. Yeah, we adopt the Innsmouth Park in Canada, and we have a great group went out there and we clean it. So thank you so much for all the participants, and especially thank you to Jordy. Even after Jordy. Yeah, besides that, donate $2,500 to the Red Day. She prepared great sushi snacks for us after we built for the Rotary the Habitat for Humanity to save us, feel suddenly before we go home, because honestly we could not do anything after. So thank you very, very much, and we are looking forward for the next Red Day happening in 2024. And I feel like the culture committee accomplished very well for the first 6 months. And no more Red Day for this year, we'll come next year later. And I'm gonna pass it on Larry to talk about our vision for the next.
So what Red Day showed us is that all of you want to participate and all of you want to give back. And I think it's fair to say that one of the foundations of Keller Williams is that we want to give back. And we believe that as we give back, the more we receive. And so what we want to talk, we're not going to ask you to do anything in person the next few months because we know you all want to enjoy your summer. But what we do want to encourage you all to consider giving back financially, and it's a small portion right off your bills. So there's two ways of doing it. We're running 2 clubs, which you heard us talk about back in February, and we took a break as we prepared for Red Day. But what we really want to get people joining is we've got 2 clubs. The 1% club, where 1% of each of your commission check, 1% of that will go into our KW fund. So that's one way of giving back. Another way is doing the Gold Club, which is a portion of each of your commission checks. So it could be $5, $10, $20, $300 if you want, whatever you want. And so every commission check you give a set amount. And so we're hoping that we can raise our KW fund and we can continue to give back as the year goes. Currently, we have $3,000 in our KW fund. We get to choose once a year where these go. For this year, we've chosen iSisters, the Ottawa Mission, Habitat for Humanity, Rotary Club, and of course, International KW Cares. We are hoping to up that amount and once a year give back. And as we continue to add to the fund, we can pick and choose other places to donate. And if anyone has any suggestions or anything that pulls up their heart, we're open to those charities or whatever you might want to donate to. So we are going to continue to encourage this. If you want more details of exactly where it goes and how it's broken down, Sarah and I can share that information with you. And yeah, we just want to continue to give back, as we said.
Julie has something.
I have just a question, I want a clarification. You said there's $3,000 in the fund,
Or just from the 1%.
oh, from the 1%
Yeah.
fund, but you know that we have a permanent endowment fund, which we're growing with every contribution we make. And I believe that's closer, somewhere between $20,000 and $25,000. And we receive the proceeds from that on an annual basis to give back to our charities, plus our cash flow fund.
Yeah, so this one is solely what we've raised with the 1% club since we started it in February. There are a few other funds. There's also the $5 fund that you all see comes off your monthly bill. Yeah, but if you are interested, we are fully prepared to show the whole breakdown of where it goes, how it gets distributed, and what we do with it.
So yeah, so in the future, we're probably gonna have the open house meeting for everyone, not just the culture committee, so that you can come and understand what we are doing with the committee and then with all the funds that we are collecting.
Actually, the only thing I would add is if anybody wants to join the culture committee or any other committees, let us know. We are always looking for people to help to bring their ideas and suggestions in to our various committees. And that's part of our culture too, is to have committees. So you have a say in what happens in the building. Okay.
So just go back one step back. So there is a page on our website on the MyKWIR about Red Day. It's got a bunch of pictures from over the years what we've done on Red Day for all of the years we've been doing. So go there and check it out. Okay. Baseball tournament. Have we got a date set yet? Do we know? No, not yet. We're just waiting.
Put a poll and they're voting right now.
Yes, that's what I saw.
Voting between these 2 days. They'll have to check.
We haven't got it as per yet.
Yeah.
No, because we had to get approved because of the swamp and snow, right? Okay, we'll let you know as soon as we know. Family Day.
This weekend.
There. Oh,
Okay, thanks, Bob.
So we from the growth committee, Via is in the growth committee, Patrick Piet and Bruno Gamashi, they're not here. So this Sunday, everybody, we're playing a very nice moment for our KW family. And so let's enjoy. We are doing like a very hard work. We're doing this with much love because we need because we know we saw each other at the office, but you don't know like your family, your kids. If you're alone, go alone. There's a lot lots of people there for us to talk as well. We're gonna have prizes, some games, we're gonna have like a group, like some, like a band singing, like some bossa nova, like Brazilian band. Bossa nova, some English music as well, it's gonna be so much fun. And we are gonna do, like draw some prizes as well, the part is for us. Let's consider it to go, it's gonna be this Sunday, 10:30 AM to 1:30 PM. If you need to do an open house, you still have time. And the surprise for the day is gonna be the ice cream truck, for the kids to pick up whatever ice cream they want, so without needing to run after the ice cream truck on the street. And, so the price for this is $30 per family. So why are we raising this money? Because we have costs for this, and if you have any money left, it's gonna go to KW Care. So, but I'm gonna get everything to buy price for it, sorry, so. Some amazing jobs and amazing, prize we deserve, so I think this is gonna be like a family reunion, it's a picnic, bring your own food, we're gonna have some treats as well, and water and some drinks as well, okay? So please register, we're working so hard to do this, thank you. Nobody.
Okay, there's no barbecues. Oh, there is?
Angel Haven Park, so.
Okay.
there are barbecues there.
So there are barbecues. Okay. Yeah, you do your own barbecue. Okay.
Okay, let's move on.
Are we playing this?
Oh, no, we can skip by that.
Skip,
Or maybe not.
skip. There we go. Can, do you want to talk to this? You want me to?
Whatever, sure. I thought there was a video.
We skipped it.
Oh, we
It's
skipped it.
already
Okay.
25 after 1.
Mega HCAP is happening in Austin.
Yeah.
August 14th. Departure from Ottawa 7 AM and arrival in Austin at 12:13. It's a great event to network with other KW agents and their guests and our guests. And you went last year, right? Did you go last year? No.
I've been to something similar. I did make a leadership. So this is an opportunity for you to get insight, inspiration, tactics to grow and strengthen your business. You can choose your workshops, and as Wendy said, also an excellent opportunity to grow your referral network by meeting other agents. So it is in Austin, the middle part of August. And what you see here on the slide is there's already a group that have booked their flight, so if you wanna be with other people on the plane, or if you want to avoid them, there you go, that's how you choose.
Austin is really hot in August.
Yeah, so expect warm and humid. The cost, this is a paid event, so it is $7 US, so take that into consideration. And book quickly, because they do sell out, as well as getting your hotel rooms quickly. But it's a fantastic opportunity.
Great learning opportunity.
Very much so.
Okay.
September 30th, so upcoming events. Do we have people to talk to these? If not, I know it. All right, so as we did last year, we're booking some tickets for the Ottawa Red Blacks football game, Bank Street on September 30th. We're gonna have our, yeah, it has a different name now, so that's why I didn't say it. We're gonna do a pumpkin event again this year, this time spread over 3 days. More information coming, we're telling you all these things now, because you'll find out in a couple minutes. Bernie has organized a great thing. He would.
I don't need a mic. I don't need a mic. Oh, okay. I'll try this song. Okay, guys, if anybody knows me, you guys know I have a soft spot for seniors. Always have, since my great grandmother used to visit us when we were kids, and I held her hand when she died. Okay, that's just what it was. I had a big spot. So I got in contact with Ross, and they are actually the Rural Ottawa South Support Services. So what they do is they raise money. We just did a big tea event last week, a high tea event. We raised over $8,000, and that money goes back into the community to help seniors that have no money, like absolutely nothing. So they're eating cat food. So it's helping them to be able to afford life a little bit. So one thing that we're really lacking is supplies of laundry soap. face soap, shampoos, lotion, all that stuff. So I don't know if you walked by the front and saw this box. By Pam. Can anybody please bring one bottle, just one thing of body wash or something for a senior lotion? Because I'd really like to, you know, be able to get back to that.
Yeah, it'll take a couple.
So, thank you guys.
That's cool that you guys figured out how to do that.
No, Ken said you were giving it to.
Yes, I'm giving it to next week. So if you can have something by the end of next week, that would be awesome. Okay, thanks guys.
The old one had a lock on it, so she pushed a couple buttons. and
Is
went,
somebody trying to ask a question on Zoom? Oh, it's not muted. So here's the slide of upcoming events.
Yeah, I'll have to.
Take a picture, please.
Call Lone Wolf myself because.
Excellent. Excellent. So we would like to introduce some new agents. Shelley, are you gonna do the slide or am I doing this slide? Oh, we had agreed we were gonna do it. Okay. I don't have my microphone or do you?
Okay, so Avery Stone, help me out.
Balance and more.
Oh, hi, Avery.
Yeah, nice.
No glasses in the picture. And congratulations to Alex for building her downline.
Yeah. Next, Austin Walker, congratulations to Carly Humphries.
Austin here? No, not your brother?
Charles.
Not my brother.
Arian.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Jeremy Hughes for building his downline, great. Kiana Darvish Mansouri. Congratulations to
Gemelli.
Sorry about that, Camilla, for building her downline. Jessica Char, congratulations to Kelly. And Lauren Sheridan, congratulations to me for building my downline.
Right here.
And cappers, we're celebrating cappers. So Sarah Dew.
Back in April.
Back in April. Okay, Greg Hollander, Bianca Howell, and Michelle Scribnoff. So we got cap for you.
And then in May. And in May.
Lots in May. Adam Davino, Sarah Gar, Rita Fung, Donna Chisholm Project, David Wynn, Alexandra Walker, Shiny Quang, Rosalie Forty, Helen Tang, Jacob Carroll, Trevor Kerr, Paul Abiquar, Paula Majid, Natalia Minnick, and Patrick Piet.
First sale pins in real estate.
Yeah. Congratulations to Tim Pearson.
Thank you.
And Avery Stone, congratulations, Avery.
Thank you.
So this goes to speak again to goes again to speak to the quality and the value of our productivity coaching program to get people quickly. I love the hat, Sarah. Quickly into productivity and then to grow their businesses to cap and succeed. Thank you to Alex and Shelley.
Top 5 KWI single agents year to date. We have Hyden Wang, Mustafa El Kendi, Geraldine Taylor, David Wen, and Mohammed Mustafa. And the top 5 KWI teams year to date, Ottawa Brazil Real Estate Group, Team Gignac, Foley Peters Home Team, Apex Team, and Sista Home Team. And top 5 PWI groups year to date, the West Team, Helen Tang Real Estate Team, Paris Moore Real Estate Group, Lily Hugh Team, and Paul Dan Real Estate Group. And loyalty law. Okay, so Ahmed has been here with us 4 years, Maxim 5 years, Andrew 5 years, Keith Lalonde 7 years, Crystal Cameron 10, Francis Ebro 4, Courtney Brockman 5, Amy Cordia 7, Alexander Bill, we all know him as Sandy Bill, 7 years, Tracy Pollock, 13 years.
Congratulations.
everybody. And filling the bucket, who wants to fill a bucket today? Outside of Alexander bucket.
Thank you, Nancy, for letting me hold the mic.
No buckets to fill today?
I want to fill for Kendra because she's always there to listen and to be supportive with everything.
Yeah.
I would also like to fill by admins Bianca because she's doing an amazing job, like incredible, and she listens to me. Listen. Yeah, same thing.
I did. Okay, and of course, it wouldn't be a meeting if we didn't all say Kendra. But I want to take this time to thank Wendy and Lisa, because without your broker knowledge and your support and your backing, I'd be in jail. Yes, Helen.
I would like to fill the bucket for all the red, day team.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Amazing, and the humanity, habitat for humanity, they had lots of fun. For the Red Day team, Sarah is great leader, and we have a great fun, and also feeling very blessed to have the opportunity of giving back, especially the habitats for humanity. The building exercise was very, very fulfilling, very. And thanks of course for Geraldine prepared with the surprise dinner for us. Thank you so much. All this, if you haven't seen, you really have to go.
And you have to go in the next 6 months because it's moving. Yeah. Anybody else? Yes.
This is from a few weeks ago. Just wanted to thank Sean Richer. I had a client meeting in Orleans and didn't know how the computer stuff worked there. So thanks for getting that working. Also want to thank Andrew, Willette, and Kendra for helping Jeremy and I settle in. It's been so nice to get to know some of you guys. And yeah, I started with Keller Williams at Keller Williams Power Realty 2010 to 2016. Then we got bought by another company with the balloon. And then Jeremy did not want to go to that one. And I said, the only company I go to is KW. And so, thank you.
That's great.
I'm not gonna stand though.
Okay, we're not gonna stand.
No, I just want to say thank you to Lisa, Wendy, Kendra, Andrew, Matt, Kimberly, the whole trades department, Marvin, Sunny. Am I missing anybody? Everybody and Shelley, but I'm getting to that. My last 2 years as the productivity coach has been challenging. Oh, see, I can't talk without crying. It's been challenging, but I've learned a lot and I appreciate all of your time and effort and guidance that you've given me. So thank you. Shelley, you're going to be amazing. Thank you for your support over the past year. And just to the agents who have come through my program in the last 2 years, thank you for trusting me. I've met a lot of really great people and I am still here. So please don't hesitate to come see me and reach out for advice. Thank you, everybody.
Yes, Mary.
Yes, I just want to say thank you to Anne.
Okay.
Anne, has been helping me, of course. Thank you so much, Anne, because, and of course, as soon as we get on board with something that we're trying to come to, well, by the way, Mary, that's changed. Trying to keep up with everything is a challenge, but great patient, she's so good, it's amazing. I get someone.
Okay, anybody else? Oh, another one. Okay.
Not the notice.
Okay, well, no, we can go on forever. It's not people like this.
Because I want to say thank you to me, I want to send my thank you to all the organizers, the project leaders, Wendy, especially Superior this year, for supporting me, making the Red Day very vital and successful. Without you guys, I cannot do it. Thank you so much.
You did great. You know, all of the people who work on Red Day and those in the committees, like the culture committee. Usually they're new to the whole concept, and so there's a big learning curve for people, and they're very open to suggestions and help in making it all work, so thank you for being so open.
Okay, I just want to thank Alex for being the best role model and support system. I'm very new to the brokerage and she's helped me through everything and I literally could not have done anything without her, so thank you, Alex.
Okay, anybody else? Going once. Going twice. Okay, go.
Next meeting, September 20th. That's why we need a. We're off for the next few months. So thank you.